Welcome to this episode of Cooking with Coaches. Coach Martins asked me if I would put together a quick video tonight to give you guys some pointers and maybe some healthy snack ideas. I know a lot of you guys are sort of getting bored with the same old. So today we're going to work on some roasted sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are really good for you because they're high in fiber and they've got a lot of antioxidants. So definitely a good thing that you can eat that's a good healthy snack for you. Okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our sweet potatoes. You need about 3 full-size sweet potatoes. You're looking for about 2 pounds of sweet potatoes, and they're fairly inexpensive. I think you can get like a sweet potato for maybe about 65 cents or so. So anyway, you want to take your sweet potatoes and you want to cut those in, I don't know, probably about 1/2-inch cubes. All right. So I've got most of them already done here. I'm just kind of going to finish these up real quick. All right. And then once you get your sweet potatoes chopped up, you want to mix in your olive oil. I use an olive oil here. About 2 tablespoons of olive oil would be probably good for this. And then you want to use a series of just different spices that you've got. So other spices you might need are like salt and pepper. I use about 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt, about 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. You're going to need about 1/2 teaspoon of paprika, some chili powder, again another 1/2 teaspoon, 1/2 teaspoon of cumin powder, and then 1/4 teaspoon of both onion and garlic powders. All right, so I've got that mixed up already here. All right, and then all I'm going to do is put in a couple tablespoons of olive oil here, and this is not an exact science. We just need something to kind of wet those spices up, okay? All right. Now we're going to drizzle all that kind of spice combination right over the top of your sweet potatoes here. And by the way, probably a good idea to start your oven in advance. So you want to preheat that oven to about 425. You want a good hot temperature for roasting your sweet potatoes. Okay. All right, so we're just going to toss these around here. Do our best at trying to keep them all in the bowl. And again, we're just kind of trying to coat these with a little bit of seasoning, a little bit of flavor. Sweet potatoes, like I said, are already naturally sweet. And they're fairly good for you. Now, you want to keep your parents happy? One of the things you can do is get some parchment paper and put parchment paper on top of your cookie sheet. Parchment paper, not wax paper. Parchment paper will keep the potatoes from sticking to the pan and will allow for a much easier cleanup when you're done. Okay? So we're going to take those sweet potatoes and kind of spread them out. And those are ready to pop into the oven. So you're going to put these in the oven at 425 for about 30 minutes. Ideally, about 30 minutes is good. You should kind of move them around every 10 minutes or so. Try to maximize, all of them getting some good crunch on the top of them. But yeah, you're looking at about 30 minutes in the oven. Toss them around every 10 minutes or so, and we'll be back to check them out here shortly. All right, so it's been about 35 minutes here. We're going to go ahead and take our sweet potatoes out of the oven. Don't forget to turn your oven off. And then what you want to do is you want to put those somewhere and let them cool off for about, 5 minutes or so. Because you don't want to obviously burn yourself on those. So the whole snack here, really you're looking at something that's going to cost you a couple bucks depending on what spices you have in the kitchen already. And for those of you that want to take it up a little notch, you can always add just a pinch of cayenne pepper in your original mix. Just remember a little bit goes a long way on that. So when you get done, make sure you refrigerate your leftovers if you do have any leftovers. And then another thing to think about is, if you do have some leftovers, you can throw them in a frying pan and warm them up real quick in the morning. Serve them with a couple eggs, and you've got a heck of a breakfast there. So anyway, this has been Cooking with Coaches. This is Mr. Lowe one more time. Appreciate the opportunity to cook for you guys, and it's been a lot of fun. See ya.